The Hockey Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Get up to a $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code HGP. Hello and welcome to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. I'm your host, Brian Gilbert. Joining me, as usual, is my co-host, Joel Meyer. How are we doing today, Joel?
Doing well. Yeah, it's been more than 2.5 weeks now, right?
It's just been 2 weeks. 2 weeks. It was 2 Wednesdays ago.
2 Wednesdays ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Seems like longer. But yeah, it's been a bit of an adventure. We can catch up now. I mentioned I was going to the States. I went down there with some family. We have a cabin on the lake down there. And when I showed up, it was around midnight. Everyone was asleep that was already there. I showed up with my brother and his whole crew. And I had to share a bed with my 6-year-old nephew. And he woke up the next morning because I shaved my head, as all the YouTube viewers will notice.
Yes.
And he's like, Pop-Up looks different. Like 40 years younger, because that's my dad. And but during that night, he sleeps like a demon, just like he's possessed. He keeps spinning in his sleep like 360. So when I got into bed, he's laying positionally normal, head on the pillow, feet at the other side of the bed. But I was woken up multiple times by him just like spinning around. Like at one point, he was like 90 degrees, just kicking my stomach. End of the night, end of the morning, he was kicking my face because his face is at my feet, and my face is at his kickers, and that was not a good way to wake up, but it was all good. It must have been more traumatizing for him. Like, who the fuck is this guy? Yeah, that's not Uncle Joel.
Yeah, you hear horror stories about uncles climbing into bed with 6 little nephews there. So, yeah, could have been a lot worse.
Right. I tried to word that properly.
What size bed was it? Was it like at least a queen, or was it just like a?
It was a queen, massive room. But this guy just like takes up the whole thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was an excellent weekend down there in the States. Not enough Canadians going down there for political reasons, but that's neither here nor there. We got some firework issues, but that's no new problem for us.
Didn't some running back have some sort of eye injury because of Najee Harris? Is that who it was? Did you not hear about this?
I did not hear about this. No.
I gotta look this up right now.
I know Elvis's friend died because of a firework accident a few years ago.
Najee Harris, he had an eye injury. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, there you go.
Damn. Well, in our case, it was my nephew blowing out the smoke bomb with a water sprayer and ended up right into my other nephew's arm. So it burned his arm. So yeah, that's just one of the casualties. But it's July 4th, it's all's well that ends well. So all good there in that first weekend. How have you been before I get into my next weekend?
I've been good, actually. I made some Canadian friends 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago at this point. I was going out for a little date night at one of our restaurants we go to. They have little fishbowl drinks. That's a great deal. So we split those. There's this couple sits next to us. We see this karaoke car go by, where there's a karaoke open air bus going off. So we're talking about that, and then we start talking to this couple. They're from Montreal. They're down for the weekend for a wedding. We keep talking to them. We're getting drunk. He's like, oh, what time is it? I'm like, 7:30. He's like, no, it's shot o'clock. So we all do shots and whatnot. So great night with a Montreal couple there that came on down. They were asking us questions are there actually guns down here? Are there actually do people open carry and whatnot? I'm like, not necessarily here in Philadelphia, but I mean, you do have to be a bit aware. Yeah.
They're from Montreal. Come on, there's guns all the time down there, there rather, and whether legal or not. Mm-hmm. Yeah, last weekend Gong Show is preparation for the open weekend, of course, coming up, which we'll get into that. I'm not going to talk about tennis right now. We'll save that for later in the show.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to open with tennis.
No.
It's been a long 2 weeks, but I feel like that's been the peak of the past 2 weeks, though, for you. Is the tennis.
Definitely, but there's too much to talk about. Like,
all right.
Yeah, there's the trip to the States. Now I went to, there was this like goth rave shows, like dark techno. It was like in an old factory, abandoned factory in East Hastings. Real ones will know that street. And all the brown guys, like all the hardcore like techno guys, big old guys to one side, and then there's like the hardcore dark ravers, the goth boys, where I usually associate myself in the other side. So it was like bounce back and forth, but we had these crazy vibes, like usually this kind of drug atmosphere, I would say. Like these the techno rave guys, they tend to bring in their own stuff, so it created this new vibe. But anyway, I spent 48 hours awake on the past weekend. That's how long I was awake.
Doing what? I mean, I can imagine what you're doing.
A lot of wine. Okay, let's keep it at that.
All right, a lot, yeah.
But 6 whiskey gingers cost me $80 for that show. Ridiculous.
Yeah, that'll do it. But like 12,
isn't that a lot for
a lot? Yeah, I think
that's
so.
A lot for Vancouver.
But if I go out to a concert and I'm getting wasted, like I know I'm spending a good chunk of change.
Anyway, that was a good show. A lot of fun. Met some new friends, and yeah, 48 hours awake. I almost lasted until the Alcaraz Sinner final at Wembley.
I was about to ask. So you didn't even watch it live?
No. Wait. I did. I don't know how the fuck I woke up. It must have been God sending signals to my brain to wake up, because I woke up or I fell asleep at like 6 a.m, and I woke up at like 9. So I only missed the first set. So we're all good. But we're going to talk about tennis later, all right? We're going to talk about tennis later. We're going to get a whole tennis segment. But I was blessed because I thought that if I fell asleep then, I would pass out throughout the whole match and I would miss it all.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I did not. God is on my side on that one. But yeah, that weekend, hell of a time. I've been having a good summer. And yeah, it's blazing hot out. That's why I'm also shaving, because hair will also kill you.
It's in the 90s, or it's 86 today, which is like 30-ish Celsius, and like the humidity's high as fuck. It's sticky as shit out there. I did have another instance where I actually thought about you. So I was going for a walk around my neighborhood, and I saw, this worse for wear looking guy just hanging out on like a stoop. I'm like, all right, whatever. No, and then
I'll break it for a second. My sister's confused hobos with me before, so your comment has a lot of weight there.
I'm not saying that. I didn't think that was you, but it was. But on my way home, this guy's still there. He just has a crack pipe out, just smoking crack on this random guy's porch. So I was like, this is like a Vancouver story Joel would have.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah. So. All right. Make sure you what's the 5-minute average here? The SGPN app, picks and props, all free in the SGPN app. Still got baseball going on. Still got CFL. Still got stuff there. So, of course, the Sports Gambling Podcast Network has you covered from all angles there. Hockey talk. She loves traded to the Penguins for not much. Did you expect to get more for him?
No. The Vancouver commenter expected more because, he's the hero of the Abbotsford Canucks. He won the Butterfield Award, the Conn Smythe of the AHL, and people expected, naively, to expect more from the trade. Of course, Rutherford goes back to the Penguins to do the deal. And, he was never getting to get more than this, considering they already signed Demko. They have Lankinen for another year. So the tandem is set, and Shelovs, he had a decent performance in the playoffs a couple years ago, but he was put in relief. He wasn't great. He was good enough. That was the whole thing. So a lot of people get too emotional about these kinds of players. And he's very raw, and he's a goalie. He's dime a dozen. So getting a fourth and Chase Stillman, who's an okay-ish prospect, I think is a good move by the Canucks. And people just got too attracted by his AHL performance to view this rationally.
Yeah. I mean, that makes complete sense. There were some Flyers fans, a few of them. They were like, "Oh, if this was the price for Seelovs, why didn't Danny Briere do it?" I mean, like we got Dan Vladar. Dan Vladar is going to come in. He's got good attitude right now. Coming in, going to split time with Sam Emerson. So no need to take a shot on another unproven NHL guy.
Did you get another Russian goalie too in the draft?
No, we didn't draft anyone this year, but we have Zavragin. He's 2 years left on his KHL deal. He's Zavragin the Dragon, we can call him. He's on like a Vasilevsky type trajectory. So,
all right, so you loaded up with the Russian goalies anyway. Yeah, but also, for his enduring credit, Shilov's got at the city of Abbotsford, a new sister city, Riga, Latvia. So that sign is now hanging up there in Abbotsford that we can drive by. So, yeah, he did his part, but he was never going to be part of the Canucks conversation going.
No. Yeah, I'll always be remembered there in Abbotsford, which is what matters there. Don't think anything else really the past 2 weeks has happened of consequence hockey-wise. I mean, like
we had a bunch of stuff. I thought that you would be coming up with the goods. We didn't talk about Ehlers to the Hurricanes.
Ehlers to the Hurricanes, yes, that's a good signing for them.
Yep, that was expected. We said that it was either the Caps or the Canes, and he's a very Hurricanes player, right? Perimeter kind of guy, but will put up a lot of points in the regular season. To be fair, he did do some work in the playoffs for the Jets in the last postseason, but still, I think it just par for the course for the Hurricanes in terms of their overall mentality. And Bo Byram, he signed recently for the Buffalo Sabres at 2 years at 6.75, I want to say. So putting the trade talks on hold. Clearly he wants to be like a top two pairing guy, and I don't think that he's going to get that kind of opportunity in Buffalo, but apparently there wasn't enough interest for him to go elsewhere. So he sticks around in Buffalo. I think that's a good deal for both sides, I guess. Yeah, what else? There's a bunch of.
Well, we got one thing we can go into the Calder Trophy conversation with, but I'm just going through the past signings from the past week. Jeff Skinner to San Jose. Let me see. I don't think anything else really big here. Jack McBain resigned in Utah. There, Cam York got his 5-year deal done there in Philadelphia. Great move by Danny Briere. I think $5 million for a guy that should be second pair defenseman at worst, can potentially play top pair minutes there. Blue Jackets re-signed Voronkov there. Good for our boy Bull Jacks. He's a good guy there. In Columbus, not really seeing too much else there. Brent Burns to Colorado. I think that happened after the podcast. I think that was that Wednesday night.
Yeah, I don't understand that one at all. But I guess it's the cheap deal. It's like veteran experience, as though the Avalanche don't have enough of that. Don't have too much comments there, but the Avalanche are clearly gearing up for something big, considering they still have a lot of cap room after shipping out Coyle and Wood. And yeah, so the Crosby rumors are still lingering. I don't know if he'll go anywhere before Malkin retires. That's the whole emotional issue there. But yeah, Avalanche have something up their sleeves, and I want to say it because they're geared for it. Like, this is the prime years. They want to get the most out that they can from the McCarr on a sweetheart deal at the moment for another couple of years. So this is the absolute prime of the Avalanche. So they're going to be going all in for the next couple of years. So watch out for the Avalanche the next little bit. And yeah, what else? Oh, before I forget, because I did forget the last couple episodes. Ryan failed to remind me in both. Alexander McGillney, once again,
yes,
he is a Hall of Famer. Finally. This guy, he never should have waited this long to get the call. He won the Olympic gold with the Russians. He won the World Championship with the Russians. He won a Stanley Cup with the New Jersey Devils. This is a guy that Fedorov called the best player on their team when he was with the Russians, on a line with him and Bure. And yeah, when you watch this guy play, he was one of the best two-way player as well towards the later end of his career. Absolute brilliant player. Awesome with the Canucks. Good with the Maple Leafs. Awesome with the Devils as well. So shout out to McGillney. I've been calling for this guy to make the Hall of Fame for a while, and I'm happy, delighted, and surprised to see him finally get that call. So shout out to my guy, Alex.
Yeah, it seemed like every year it was like, when is this guy going to get in? Because what, he retired in 06, so coming back with playing 1 year with the Devils there. So yeah, it's been almost 20 years exactly since when he retired. So much deserved there. Much deserved there. All right, let's do a quick ad break and then we'll get into the Calder Trophy conversation. Circa Million and Circa Survivor. Think you know ball? Then you have to enter Circa's football contest with $21 million in guaranteed prizes. There's no rake, so if entries go above the guarantee, all extra money will go to the prize pool. Circa Millions, you pick 5 teams against the spread each week, or you can go for the ultimate sweat in Circa Survivor. There's even the Circa Grandissimo, a $100,000 Survivor contest. You must register in person at a Circa Sportsbook in Nevada, which is a great excuse to book a trip to Las Vegas. You can also sign up in Nevada, play from anywhere with the help of SGPN's official proxy. Go to footballcontest.com and use promo code SGP to get $50 off your proxy fees. And we're also brought to you by MyBookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on every sport, including the MLB, WNBA, golf, and of course, futures. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of locations. Easy deposit and lightning fast payouts using crypto. Head to MyBookie.ag, promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. That is MyBookie.ag, promo code SGPN. Right, I guess the one trade of kind of award consequence over the past few weeks is the Lightning finally trading prospect Isaac Howard to the Edmonton Oilers. Immediately signed his ELC. Looks like he might get time there on the top line with Connor McDavid. I think he's still around 20-1 for Calder in some places. I feel like I've seen that you've already hit that a few times, right? No, you don't like it. You're just going Demidov.
Yeah, it's all Demidov, man. I've got the whole Russian Orthodox monk thing going on. We're all Russian this year, especially in terms of the Calder Trophy. But I can understand the appeal because he'll be playing likely in the top 6 if he performs well in training camp in early parts of the season, and he'll get his points. And we know that the Calder Trophy is often awarded just to who gets the most points. But it's tough because this guy, he was not desired by the Lightning. Let's put it that way. And or what was the story there? Like, why didn't he want to sign there? Remind me again.
I think it's that he wanted to turn pro sooner and the Lightning didn't want him to. I feel like that may be the crux of the issue. I don't know a ton about it. I don't know if it's actually fully come out, but they just weren't on the same page with his timeline.
Interesting, because the Lightning
the Lightning could use him. Like, yeah, put him in your top 6 and put him instead of signing Cam Atkinson or Jacob Pelletier. Like,
that's the whole problem with the Lightning, right? They don't have the forward depth, so it's curious to me how they gave up on this guy, and they wanted to go with Sam O'Reilly, who was drafted a year or two before Isaac Howard. Maybe put him in their bottom 6 depth, but that's interesting to me.
I thought O'Reilly was drafted last year. So I think they got O'Reilly with the pick that the Flyers. Yeah, he was drafted last in the first round last year.
All right.
So he has a longer path to.
So I guess that this guy just didn't want to go to Tampa. That's the whole issue. I don't know why he didn't want to go to Tampa. That's something that I'm not familiar with, but at any rate, this guy's got a lot of flash. He was the guy who showed up with the snazzy suit, and he showed up. He's like, I'm the best looking guy in this fucking draft. So we admire his confidence, which would fit in well in the Florida teams. But apparently there wasn't any kind of connection there in Tampa for whatever reason. But I'm not in tune with the details. So yeah, he wasn't going to sign Tampa, so they might as well have got something for him. So they got O'Reilly. And yeah, that's a good deal for Edmonton because I think that Howard is still the better prospect, all things considered. So I guess it, but at the end of the day, it's everybody against Demidov here. Look at him; he's at 3-1 there.
3-1, yeah. But so I was looking at Demidov's like KHL numbers before he came on because I knew you were going to want to talk about him. And like, what did he have last year? Last year he had 49 points in 65 games. Now he's going up a level, if you want to, so to speak, from the KHL to the NHL. I feel like the Canadians are going to be a team that opponents aren't going to be like, all right, it's the Canadians, whatever. Teams are going to prepare for them now after their big jump last year. So, like, I could see him getting 50 points, but I just don't know if that's a slam dunk Calder win next season.
Not slam dunk, but at 3-1, I think that he's a class above all these other guys. Look at this. Look at the second guy on this list, Jimmy Snuggerud.
Jimmy Snuggerud is going to be playing top 6 minutes for the Blues. Maybe if he gets some time with Robert Thomas there on the top line, he could be in the mix. But yeah, I mean,
the name,
Snuggerud.
Jimmy Snuggerud. Does that scream Calder winner to you?
I
the
guess
name
not.
itself, no.
I guess not.
No. Nikishin is interesting considering he was considered one of the best players, or if not the best player outside of the NHL for a year or so. Playing out of SKA, he's an excellent defenseman, but he's not going to put up the points, which of course, as we mentioned, is crucial for this award.
Yeah. So
I don't see that being a factor.
He had 46 points last year. I didn't realize that. 56 points the year prior. I mean, playing on SKA, SKA St. Petersburg. We'll see if he gets.
He's going to be behind the Canes with the Slavin. And,
okay. They still have Goss to spare for the top power play. Yeah. So yeah, I don't think he should be 14-1.
They're going to be playing it safe with him. I think playing him more sheltered minutes. I don't see him getting a ton of points, ton of action on the offensive side of things. Misa, not a fucking chance. No. Archer's guy, the Jew, Zeev Buyum out of Denver. I don't see that. He did not play well with the Wild late last year in his comeuppance. Zane Parekh, if I had to place another bet besides Demidov, it would be Zane Parekh, because this guy is a dynamo and he's going to get a lot of time in the offensive zone for the Calgary Flames. So this would be my favorite guy for anyone other than Demidov. Not that I bet him, but if you had to bet somebody else, I would bet Zane Parekh. This guy is absolutely killing it. Was it the OHL? I don't remember these the minor leagues as famously, because I could not determine which teams were in the OHL for the draft over 9.5 OHL players. Anyway, Zane Parekh, I think this guy is an absolute killer. I'm hearing a lot of good things about him. And the Flames could deal Rasmus Andersson even before the start of the season. And Zane Parekh will shine right in the spotlight there. So I think Demidov is my favorite bet at 3-1 especially. And Parekh could be my second. After that, it's a bit of a crapshoot.
I mean, you got to mention Howard there at 16-1. I feel like that's a solid bet, because if he gets those top line minutes with McDavid, he could easily get 56 points.
But then people will just credit the McDavid, Draisaitl factor and playing on the power play if he gets those minutes.
All right.
I guess there is a chance, no doubt, but you missed the boat there. Like,
yeah, because he was higher than 20-1. Now he's coming down.
Right. Like, I remember watching Demidov in those first 2 games he played in the regular season. He was the best Canadiens player in those games. He was dominant in all facets of the ice. He was doing things that wowed the Canadian crowd, who are a very sharp hockey market. And yeah, of course, he went against the Capitals, who are a very defensive team, and it was a difficult playoff environment. But still, I think that this guy's the best player in this class. So at 3-1, I'm not saying to bet the house on it. I bet him in a few parlays here and there, but yeah, I think that's my favorite bet at the moment. But Zane Parekh, I think, if you wanted another guy, would be the look. Because if you look at all the history of the Calder Award winners, like, it's always going to be one of these top guys. It's very rare to find somebody outside the top 5 or 6 positions, because we always say that, yeah, the rookies, who knows what's going on. At the end of the day, though, these guys always, the cream rises to the top, and we already know the cream, especially these second year, third year guys. And Demidov is proven himself in the KHL. He's semi-proven himself in the NHL, and none of these other guys have. So that's why I'm going with him. Oh yeah, Billy Richter McGarty. 50-1 there for the Penguins. Traded from the Jets because nobody wants to live in Winnipeg.
I guess he could be playing top line minutes with Crosby, but like, no. Don't I don't think so. Like 50-1, sure, if you can get longer than that and have it planned to be a cash out bet rather than riding it out. Like, okay, if you think his odds should be shorter, but I don't think he should win it.
The Penguins could be playing like 7-5 games every night though, so
That
could get all the points.
That's true. That's true. You could get a lot of points there. Yeah, I wanted to bring up, like, yeah, you look at these top guys. This is kind of who you think are going to win. Like Demidov's going to be in there. Misa, if he plays in the NHL, maybe he'll be in the conversation. But like, it's just going to be
big fade.
The top guys. The top. Yeah, Misa's. I'm not going to be touching him at all. But like, yeah, Demidov. I didn't realize how insane numbers Zane Parekh put up last year in the OHL there. Yes, he was. So we'll see if he gets NHL time there. Howard.
Well, a lot.
Yeah, but then you get then you get down here. This is when you want to get like, okay, these are the guys that, probably aren't going to win it, but you think the odds are too long. So you do, maybe you put a small bet on it to ride out and put another bet to potentially cash out, kind of like something I do with these long shots. Specifically, I need to defend my boy Jet Luchenko. Jet Luchenko, 75-1 here at DraftKings, 300-1 at FanDuel. I think there's a decent chance he makes the Flyers roster. He made the roster last year before going back to the OHL. Played well in the AHL after his OHL season ended, and he could end up being the second line center. He could end up playing with Michkov. He could end up playing with Konechny and these guys. So I'm not saying 75-1 is a good bet, but on FanDuel he's 300-1, and I think he should be shorter than that. Like, the guys that are this long are guys that just either aren't going to play in the NHL or really have no chance. So Luchenko has a path to top 6 minutes. So at 300-1, I would take a stab at that.
Dilly. God bless the one who marries Dvorsky. Doesn't sound like that marriage would last. That's a classic joke of the HGP. We love our puns and word humor here. Yes. Yeah, this guy's a stud, though. The Blues definitely got a lot going on. We didn't mention that, didn't we? Did we mention the Bolduc Logan Mailloux trade?
I think we kind of rushed over because of what it happened during free agency, but we didn't go over all the trades then. We didn't mention that. Yeah,
but it's important to note that because Bolduc will do a lot better working with the likes of Demidov. He'll be able to keep up with him as opposed to Newhook, who's a slower skater. And the Canadians have a ton of depth on the defensive side in terms of the prospect aspect, and the Blues have nothing going on defensively. Yeah. And yeah, I think that's a great trade for both teams. That's a pure hockey trade. So I love the Bolduc Logan Mailloux trade. And yeah, Dvorsky is another guy that I rate highly. He's not going to win the Calder, but he certainly will be a factor in the Blues forward group going forward. Really like that, but not at 50-1 for the Calder. I just like these odds are so volatile. You can just follow this going forward. I think it's going to be the field versus Demidov at the end of the day.
And FanDuel is offering that. The one thing with Dvorsky, I will say, because I am doing some writing at a Blues blog, is that they signed Pia Suter, they signed Nick Bjugstad, so that's two center spots taken up. They didn't trade Kyrou. Maybe he takes the Bolduc spot, but they could be playing it slow with Dvorsky.
Yeah, I love the Pia Suter trade. That's or signing. That's a very good acquisition by the Blues. Mm-hmm. So yeah, the Blues are going to be a force to reckon with. One of many in the Central Division there.
Yeah. Speaking of the Central, do you have any other awards you want to go to real quick? I just have a quick point on the Central Division there while you brought it up. I saw that the Minnesota Wild to make the playoffs are like a pick'em. Like they're around a pick'em, which seems kind of crazy to me. Like I know they're probably behind Winnipeg, Dallas, and Colorado, but Kaprizov was hurt. Joel Eriksson Ek was hurt. Marc-Andre Fleury wasn't the best backup. I feel like they're making the playoffs, and Kaprizov career or contract year. I could see the Wild. I was just surprised to see that they were either plus odds or like minus 120 to make the playoffs.
Yes, absolutely. I love the Wild this year. Big on them. I want to find other markets for attacking them, like perhaps even Gustafsson for Vezina, because he's been one of the best goalies of the past few years. He's been up and down, but when he's been healthy, he's been one of the top 5 goalies in the league. And if the Wild just make a run and
minus 150,
what's
they already
that?
the
Minus
playoffs.
150.
Minus 150, so a bit higher than I thought, but I still think that's a solid bet. I mean, I'm not going to lay that for 8 months or whatever, but I feel like it should be higher.
So find somebody in the Ward of Wall Street to
yes
counter.
well, you're the Wild hater, and you're high on them. So
exactly.
I don't know if anyone's going to be negative on the Wild.
No, I shouldn't see why anyone would be, considering what they've done, and now they got the cap space to do things. They haven't been able to do anything, even though they wanted to get rid of Marco Rossi, who apparently doesn't fit in their plans. But yeah, I'm also big on the Wild. Like, yeah, missing Kaprizov, who was the Hart favorite at one point, lest we forget, until he missed a couple months of action. Mm-hmm. And yeah, they fell apart in the second half of the season. We are guilty of looking at the recency bias of how poorly they played towards the end of the season, but they also pushed the Golden Knights to 6-7 games, and they were equal to them in that series. And you know how high I was on the Knights last season and this. And yeah, so I'm big on the Knights, the Knights and the Wild this year. So love the Wild to make the playoffs. If you want to make some future parlays, that make playoffs bet would be one of the legs.
Yeah, and Kaprizov for Hart. I mean, you see here at DraftKings only 8-1, 12-1 at FanDuel, 820 at our friends at MyBookie. So shop around on that. But like Kaprizov, I was looking at his numbers a few days ago because the Flyers fans are like, all right, Kaprizov's going to come play with Michkov. He's averaging per 82 games like 47 goals or something crazy like that. So him for Hart, maybe him for the Rocket. Not sure with that 550 for the Rocket. No, I'd rather bet him for the Hart. But like Kaprizov for the Hart, 8-1, 12-1, definitely one to watch. But I also think with him, those odds aren't going to move until October, so you can wait and play them then.
Right. The only Hart bet I've made so far, as one regular listener would expect, is Jack Eichel at 30-1. I think this guy's once again underrated. He should be one of those top guys in the 15-1 is probably his fair.
Yeah, you got him 30-1, Marner 40-1 right there with Mikko Rantanen. I was kind of thinking about at 75-1 for Hart. He was kind of in McKinnon's shadow in Colorado. We'll see. He fit in there a bit with Dallas late in the year, so he could get a lot of credit because Dallas should be another great team. Just think 75-1 is a little bit long there for him.
I don't hate that at all. Yeah. Look at that Connor Hellebuyck 50-1. That's the biggest fade of the board. Let's do it again.
And then Jack Hughes. Here he is at DraftKings 25-1. But I have FanDuel open as well. He's 40-1 there at DraftKings. I think that's a good look. I think that is one that could potentially come down a bit before the season. If FanDuel just corrects it to be in line with everyone else. But he's another one who was a Hart Trophy favorite, got hurt, and then kind of lost that there.
That's the problem, right? He always gets hurt. But the Devils, I think, will be a great regular season team. I already bet them to win the Atlantic, or the Metro, rather. So definitely on the Devils once again, at least for the regular season. And yeah, Mr. Magic saying that Cooch got robbed back-to-back. I agree with you, but we're dealing with the voters here. And we know their biases and sympathies. And yeah, it's going to be tough for Kucherov to win one. I think that he should be shorter than 10-1, but given all the above, it's going to be tough to back him.
I just pulled up the Metropolitan odds, and 4-1 for the Devils. I feel like that's way too high. Like the Hurricanes are the favorite, 125, 190 at Bet365. But like, I feel like the Hurricanes could take a lesson from the Panthers and the other teams. Just ride out the regular season, stay healthy, figure out what you're doing, and go into the playoffs. Like, no one cares in March. Like, secure your playoff spot, especially in the Metro. You can probably secure the second spot. Get home ice advantage in the first round, and let the Devils have all that excitement going into the playoffs, and then get shut down because they're too small.
When Rod Brindamore said that, when he responded to an accusation that is the system play an impediment to how you play in the playoffs, he's like, well, look at the Panthers. They play the same way we do, and they win the Stanley Cup. Well, how about you play like the Panthers in the regular season, where they just take a couple months off and take it easy in the regular season? So hopefully he takes a note from that lesson, and let the Devils cruise to a Metro title.
Yeah, Mr. Magic asking in the chat who's the favorite to win the Atlantic. You got Panthers plus 260, Lightning plus 360, Leafs plus 380. Maybe we'll do a division show next week or something.
We always credit the players who comment in the chat, so he deserves a response. Who do you think that I picked for the Atlantic Division? Longshots.
You either picked the Canadians at 18-1. Sens at 8-1, and I was looking at this team to make the playoffs yesterday because they still have Jeremy Swayman, they still have David Pastrnak. 60-1 for Boston to win that.
60-1, fucking right. Yeah, Bruins are still right back in it, man. Like Bruins and Canadians, I'm all in on that old rivalry because the Atlantic is fucking loaded, but it's also got a ton of parity. And I don't believe that the Panthers are going to be going all out for the division, and the Leafs, who knows what the fuck they're going to be with that Marner. So I think it's wide open. So big long shot on Bruins, big long shot on Canadians. I think it's worth a shot. Yeah. I don't trust the other teams.
Yeah,
Lightning too, to be fair. It's one of the favorites. I would bet the Lightning over Panthers or Leafs.
I guess, but I think they're also a team that they're getting up there where as long, I don't know. I don't know if they have what it takes to be the full season for that. Panthers apparently plus 130 some shops, and then Bet365 here it says plus 260. So I'm not sure if that is accurate on this.
It's July, man. All these odds are all over the place. Yeah, good luck getting $40 down on these.
Yeah, you gotta shop around there. Okay, we are brought to you by Underdog. Underdog Best Ball Mania is happening all summer long, giving away $15 million in prizes, including $2 million to first place. No waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Best ball is the best way to play fantasy football. Underdog is also a great place to play Pick'em. So sign up with promo code HGP to claim your special pick and first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code HGP. And of course, we got Rhythm. They got their Power Trends game-changing feature here. Essentially the best of what their house model has to offer. AR detected patterns where Rhythm's model has consistently won and has a high ROI. Power trends are updated daily and exclusive to Rhythm. No touts, no noise, just clean data-backed bets. MLB power trends are 254 and 147, a win rate of 63% and a return on investment of 4.5% in their past 400 bets. WNBA also has a 20.7% return on investment. So download the Rhythm app, check out power trends, and start betting smarter. You know we will be. Get your 7-day free trial. sportsgambling.com/RITHMM. I got Dilly in the chat confirming Panthers are plus 260 on 365. And I wasn't trying to, brush off Mr. Magic in the chat. I thought he was just asking for the odds there. So wasn't trying to, brush him off there. Any other awards that really have you catch your eye here at all? I feel like the Vezina is probably one of the top guys. You did mention Gustafsson. He's at 30-1, maybe a Swayman bet at 30-1, but at that point, probably just take that division bet. I just feel like it's always one of the big names for the Vezina.
Interesting to stall there at 30-1.
Is Dilly making these odds?
Oh man, we're on the.
Oh, you're quacking. You're quacking big time.
No, he's 45-1 elsewhere. I haven't bet it yet. It's in the back of my mind, right? Like, okay, this is a bigger conversation for another show because it ties into the Jack Adams Award with Quendel being favored. So that requires an entire segment. So I don't really want to talk about Vezina at all, really, because this award is the death of me for the past 4 or 5 years.
Completely agree. Why is the Norris is not up here on DraftKings for some reason? So let me find it on MyBookie. Our good friends at MyBookie.ag has the Norris odds, but it's McCarr plus 150, Quinn Hughes 208, Werenski 10-1, Dahlin, Lane Hudson 26-1. Someone that caught my eye on FanDuel was Luke Hughes. He's 300-1 at FanDuel. Let me just pull up FanDuel. You have any Norris thoughts, or just the big boys there?
The only bet I've made is Gustav Forsling at 500-1. He's not going to have the points to win.
He's not going to have the points. Yeah, They need to make a defensive defenseman award. That's just
he
what
is
they have
the
to
top 5 defenseman in the league. I just couldn't refuse 500-1 for a guy that he'll get the love. Like he's even in the Conn Smythe voting, he still got votes, and for the Norris as well last year. So you never know. Analytic move it takes some more steps forward and makes a bigger step, makes a bigger performance in terms of the Norris voting. Gustav Forsling could make a leap forward, but 500-1. It's just a fun bet. So I'll be waiting to see because it depends on how the Canucks do. If the Canucks are a playoff team, then Quinn Hughes has a chance. If they're not, it's just Makar. It's just Makar and Hughes.
Yeah, and
unless I don't even know who else would be in the mix.
I mean, I guess Werenski has his name out there now. Lane Hudson, if he has another great season at 46-1.
Jake Sanderson, that's my
Jake
guy.
Sanderson.
90-1. This guy is criminally underrated. He's probably the best Senators player, to be honest. Like, fuck Brady Tkachuk, fuck my German guy, Timmy Stützle. Jake Sanderson is the best Sens player. So 90-1 there, I think, is not a terrible bet. Because this guy has leaps and bounds to go, unlimited potential. He's going to be number 1 forward there. So that would be my favorite long shot, other than Gustav Forsling.
Yeah. Sanderson last year had the 10th most points among defensemen there with 57. He was 22, now going into his age 23 season. Could take a huge step forward. Yeah, 90-1 there is a good number on him.
Right. If you like the Sens, that's my favorite bet. If you like the Sens, make the playoffs, win the division, whatever. Travis Green win Jack Adams. I think Sanderson 90-1 for Norris is better than all those.
Yeah. Okay, you want to touch on Jack Adams or save that for next week? No. All right, let's get into your
whole segment.
Anything else here before you get into your tennis talk then?
No, I haven't thought about hockey really since the Stanley Cup final and the draft rather. So yeah, let's talk other sports, man. Like my man Yannick Sinner got the job done. Unfortunately, I bet Alcaraz before the tournament, but thanks to my good friend, my very good friend, Zhang Li, when I was hammered, wasted, whatever, a Saturday night, he was talking me into Sinner. It doesn't take much to talk me into betting Sinner. No. And I didn't want to have an emotional investment versus my financial investment in this final. So I'm like, okay, Zhang, I'm with you. Let's fucking bet Sinner. And sure enough, he dominated Alcaraz, losing the first set, which I slept through, but I woke up for the second set, and it was all Sinner then forward. Even in the fourth set, you can never write out Alcaraz out. You can never run him out. And Sinner is unflappable, though, in terms of his composure. You could say that he bailed, he choked, whatever, at the French with 3 championship points. But even those points were mostly just Alcaraz, like a rat in a corner, just absolute destroying when he's at the death, just cornered rat. Those are the most fierce enemies, and that's what happened there. But in this case, Sinner didn't let him get that chance. It's going to be a fantastic rivalry going forward. I love that performance. I love the championship ceremony. It was absolutely beautiful. I indulged in that all Sunday long. And yeah, I think that carries forward because we bet a lot of Sinner in the U.S. Open. A lot better numbers, but you can still find them at plus money now. And I think that he dominates that court, and Alcaraz is a lot more susceptible to losing to mid-range players, even scrubs. Even if you look at his the close call with Fognini, the old man, in the first round against in the Wimbledon. So yeah, we love Sinner in this U.S. Open. Thankfully, we can be emotionally and financially aligned. And we bet Mira Andreeva a long time ago at big numbers, so I can't really recommend that now. But so far, we're going with Mira and Iga Swiatek. Oh yes, we didn't even mention Iga. Absolute domination against the American Amanda Anisimova. 6-love. Didn't win a fucking game. That was perfection. Didn't even let me sleep, man. Like, I was going from one high to another high. Yeah, that was absolutely beautiful by Iga. 750, 8-1 on that one. Incredible performance. Finally won a Wimbledon. It's been a bugaboo tournament of mine in tennis, but got that out of the way. Now we're on to the US Open. Yeah, so early on, we're going with Sinner and Iga to win those, and Mira too, but the prices have drastically dropped since when we bet them. But yeah, tennis is in a great spot with all the chaos on the women's side. Anybody can win kind of thing, whereas the men is just like Alcaraz and Sinner. There's their time. Dual kings fighting Sinner, Alcaraz, Italy versus Spain, although Sinner is really German, Austrian, but we won't go there tonight. Yes, so yeah, we're on a high from tennis. It was a very good weekend in that respect, and yeah, that's it for tennis. I don't know if you watched the Wimbledon final at all.
No, I did not.
Okay,
no.
All right, we'll carry on to I don't know, CFL. We have a interesting market in the most ascending player. I think that it's more or less correct, except that I think that Davis Alexander and Nathan Rourke should be the favorites, but we have Bo Levi Mitchell, Vernon Adams as the favorites. I'd rather bet Davis Alexander 6-1, Nathan Rourke 6-1. Nothing like our Brady Oliveira 50-1 last year, but still some value there because those are the two quarterbacks that are dominating this league. Bo Levi Mitchell will get the points, he'll get the stats, but I think the Hammercats will come down to earth, so we're going to fade that. Same with the Calgary Stampeders with Fernandez Jr. So Davis Alexander, Nathan Rourke would be my guys. Zach Collaros, interesting too with the Blue Bombers, undefeated. He's at 12-1, and he's been absolutely awesome since missing his first game. And yeah, that's my CFL stuff. I haven't actually looked at the actual games for this one. Like the first game is, yeah, the Alouettes are minus 10-point favorites against the Argonauts. So Davis Alexander is the time to buy now, considering he's going to have a pretty good performance there. I'm assuming you don't have any.
No. This is like when I do my solo shows. This is your solo show here. You're just going off. Yeah, continue.
All right. Well, Billy's asking for any good Joel story from vacation. We already talked about it.
Go back to the start of the show.
Yeah. My nephew blowing fireworks into my nephew's hand for a burn, calling his mama who was crying about it. That's the whole deal. Anyway, we got the Open. My favorite major in the golf schedule is the Open Championship. We're going in Royal Point Rush, close to Rory's hometown, but we're not betting Rory, at least not directly. We love Rahm. Same with every fucking other guy on this planet. Everybody I listen to loves Rahm, but we were on him first. We got him at 16, 14-1. You can still find him 12-1. I still don't mind that. He was in it. He was in it like multiple majors now. He just can't buy a putt. But I think that if he can buy a putt now, and he's more accustomed to these slower greens, he can make his way on these greens and make a bigger damage. In this respect, big fader of Bryce DeChambeau. He's a big driver and all that. He's certainly learned his thing doing the putting, the short game and all that, but still at 22-1, that's a big fade. But Rahm is our big guy. We also bet European winner plus 125 because we like Albert, we like Hatton, we like Hovland, all these guys at certain numbers. Yeah, and matchups, we have, we have Justin Rose. We like this guy a lot. The old man. This guy's been tremendous in the majors this year. This is a place that he's familiar with. Over Young at minus 122. Over Koepka at minus 105. I love that. Koepka's, he's historically a great majors player, but not recently. So I trust Justin Rose in that respect. Fitzpatrick, another guy that we bet outright, like 52-1. Or Morikawa at plus 115. And finally, actually, got some more groups to go. Hideki Matsuyama over Ben Griffin, even money. Matsuyama can play anywhere. I think that Griffin is an American player. He had a certain run, but going overseas, I don't expect him to keep up. So Hideki, a Masters winner, of course, to win there. Even money in that matchup. Groups, Schauffele, 12-1. I like that quite a bit. He's another Open winner. He's, of course, the defending champion. And Scheffler, I don't think that he's going to be at his very best. Of course, he'll still be in the mix. He'll still be top 20, top 10 maybe. But Schauffele, I think, is the guy to play there at 12-1 for the top American. And once again, top UK and Ireland, Fitzpatrick, 12-1. I guess it'd be a fade of Rory and Hatton and the like, but 12-1 is too big of a price for a guy who's been playing excellent golf. He was very good at the Scottish Open last week. So Fitzpatrick, very good there, 12-1 for top UK and Ireland. Top Korean, Tom Kim, plus 275. I got a big hard on for this guy, Tom Kim. This is the guy who's like, he had an injury or something, but his team just kept playing. I love that kind of spirit, and he's been playing better. He did a pretty good performance too at the Scottish Open, which is corollary with the performances at the Open. So we like that as well. Finally, Tom McGibbon. This is the guy who is a member at this course, top 40, plus 125. You can get him top 30 at plus 190 if you prefer. This is a guy that John Rahm, who plays with him on the Live tournament, he vouches for him as well. So Tom McGibbon, to top finish, top 30, top 40, something like that. So, or if you can find in matchups, certain matchups, especially against the likes of I don't know who's in his range. I haven't looked that far. But anyway, that's my open card for this week. I'm gonna be fucking hammered. I'm gonna try to push my 48-hour waking record that I set last weekend. So yeah, this is my favorite golf tournament of the year, so I'm gonna be dialed in. So I'm pumped.
Just stay up for the whole tournament. What's that? 96 hours at least, probably 100 hours.
Well, I gotta work the first 2 rounds.
That's true. Get up Saturday for tea time, and stay through till Sunday evening.
Exactly, that's the plan, man.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Anything else there? I feel like you got some good points out there.
I fleshed it all out. Came all over this.
All right, perfect there. Make sure you subscribe to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on YouTube. Like the videos, comment, all that good stuff there. Leave us some 5-star rating and reviews on Apple and Spotify, especially if you're listening this far into an off-season show and you have not left a review so far. What are you doing there? Also follow us on Twitter at HockeySGPN. Get in the Discord, sg.pn/Discord. I am Ryan Gilbert. You can follow me on Twitter at rgilbertsop.
And I'm Joel Meyer. You'll find me recommending Gamora, this Italian series, the original Sopranos. Of course, it came later, but in terms of the actual violence and the drama, I think that this will satisfy any fan of the Sopranos, as you know I am. So, Gamora, ciao.